I wanted to start my first video about showing methods on how to get sapphires in Animal Jam without having to spend real life money or begging people for sapphire drops in game. And I'll get right into the methods, but the first method, you do need a pet station for this, so you can either ask someone or you can buy one or your buddy might have one. But basically on the bottom right you can see that there's a little pet token icon, and when you keep taking care of your pets, this icon will start filling up, and after a while, which is going to be a while, the icon will fill up and you will eventually get a free pet token. As you can see right over here, I got a free pet token, and I'm gonna try and trade it for a higher value, so more than 100 sapphires, which will be pretty good because a pet token is worth 100 sapphires, but I would have to sell it for less than that if I actually want people to buy it. In this clip, I'm trying to find people to trade my pet token with, and I forgot to preface this, but this method does take a while because a pet token is hard to trade, but I did find someone, and as you can see in this next clip, I was able to trade my pet token for this dino. A dinosaur egg is worth around 250, so that's already profit, but because we did not get that good of a color for our dino, we're not going to be able to sell it for that much. We are going to have to at least sell it for 150. So that is what I'm doing, and again, unfortunately, if you do want some sapphires, you are going to have a shop. So now I'm just putting my dino in my shop for 150, and while I'm also doing that, I'm putting it into the Explorer shop so that I don't really have to promote it. Eventually I did have to promote it because I got a little impatient, but you know, you can do whatever you want, it doesn't really matter. But I did have to sell my dino for 120 instead. I got an offer and it was already 20 sapphires more than I would have, or 30 sapphires more than I would have made if I just sold the pet token. So to me it was a pretty good deal, but you know, you don't necessarily have to lower your prices if you don't want to. It doesn't really matter. And as you can see, someone did buy it for 120, and of course I say my thanks, and yeah, that's method 1. So the next clip is more of like a mini side quest because someone was selling a sapphire potion, and I also, while I was getting the sapphire potion, I decided to buy a rare diamond bow for gems, which is a very good deal because people are selling that for 5 sapphires plus, so I decided to get it and sell it in my shop for more. So I will be getting some profit out of that. So for method 2, you will have to go into Explorer shop. And I just want to preface by saying that all these methods do take time and you have to be patient. But right now I'm just kind of browsing, looking for things that are below at least 6 sapphires that I know I can sell for more. Preferably 5 sapphires, but you know, if it's a good item, I'm not afraid to splurge a little if I know that I will make the money back. And as you can see right here, I did find these goggles for 15 sapphires, but they were not good enough. However, I did find those bunny ears for 5 sapphires, and they were rare, so I knew that I could sell them for at least 7 sapphires or up, which would be a 2 sapphire profit, which is not too bad. And I had a sneaky suspicion that someone would buy it. I was looking around their shop just to see because everything else was 5 sapphires, but nothing really piqued my interest. So now I'm just going back into my den to sell the items I just bought. And I also want to preface by saying don't be afraid to put your items into the Explorer shop. it does not hurt, and if anything, it will help you so you don't always have to go around promoting your app or your shop, sorry. I did end up putting the bunny ears for 7 sapphires, and the diamond bow, I ended up putting it for 5 because why not? Even though these are not high demand items, I still decided to put them in my Explorer because, again, it does not hurt. Anyways, as you can see, we did end up selling the bunny ears for 7 sapphires, so that I would say that's pretty worth it in my book. This method does not take as long as the pet token one is, so if you want to try this one out instead, you can. Okay, so the third method is honestly just a waiting game, and I would suggest waiting in the pillow room because that's where I find the most luck. And the method here is to just wait for someone to say that they're having a sapphire drop in their den. As you can see right over here, I did find someone that was doing a sapphire drop. It did take a while, but I eventually found someone, as you can see right here. And I got a pretty good amount of sapphires. And I just kind of sped this clip up so you don't really have to, watch this whole thing. But yeah, it was a pretty good amount of sapphires. However, you will not get this lucky every single time. Some people just have one sapphire potion, and honestly, don't beg. I don't know, don't be a party pooper and beg for more. I've seen so many people just be begging. And this is another sapphire drop I was in to kind of give you guys an example that not every single sapphire drop you will be getting tons and tons of sapphires. But always remember to say thank you if someone does a sapphire drop. So in total, from all 3 methods, I made 163 sapphires, which is pretty good. And I think you should try all of these, and I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.